So thank you, Rich and Paul. They do a great job with our students. We also want to introduce a face that a lot of you students, I want you to, whenever you get a chance, introduce yourself to this gentleman because he is, do you like your SAT teachers? Do you like Lior and Paul? And I want to introduce you to the CEO of the testing company. He trains the SAT teachers and the counselors, and he's Paul Harding's brother. And his name is Clayton Harding. He's here. Clayton, let me tell you, you guys know myself, you know my face, and Paul and Allie Angeline's face. Clayton is a man who's behind the scenes. You don't see him much, but he's the behind the scenes making everything happen. So we're very appreciative of Clayton Harding. We want to introduce our acting teachers really quick. You know them all, the students know them. Mary Rose Sinek. Matt Strickland. And Warren Jackson. And they do a great job. Our students truly love the acting program. And we're very appreciative of the Broadway Bound Fund and the great work that you guys do, because this has really enhanced what we do here at the Armory. So we thank you. We ask that you take that back to John Jenkins, who's the CEO of the Broadway Bound Fund and just the Broadway Bound Fund in general. We thank you very much. And they're going to give us, our students are going to do skits directed by our acting teachers in a little while. I'd like to just say a special word. I mean, I think everyone knows who these two are, but they do an outstanding job of directing the Armory College Prep program full-time around the school year. And on one hand, I can't say that, like my expectations were already high, so I can say that they beat my expectations, but my expectations were already high because I knew their resumes prior to coming here to the Armory. But our Assistant and Associate Director of Educational Development is Janine Davis. And our four-time Olympian who just got back from London, Mrs. Allie-Ann Pompey. And I told Allie-Ann not to check her Armory email in London, but she didn't listen. And she sent emails to me and Pitt Paul and Janine, and are you getting this done? And I said, let's focus on running. She couldn't stop working because she cares about the kids so much. But I want to introduce one person who's another man who's behind the scenes that makes things happen. He has contributed his time, his expertise, his consultation. He's a very accomplished man in the field of corporate law. And if you want to go into law, I ask that you introduce yourself to this man. I say this to the students. But he has devoted his energy and his finances to help finance this program. And he is Mr. Dave Coons. A very modest man who preferred to be known as the bus driver. So I just had to put him out there. But let me tell you guys, the person who's really all of our boss, and he also didn't want to be introduced tonight, and he does a great job supporting Armory Prep. He supported me before I got here in 2006. He asked me to be on the board back in 2001. He has done so much for the Armory. He is the executive director of the Armory, extremely supportive of Armory College Prep and what we do for the students. I can't tell you how much he has done to support us. Myself, Allie-Ann, Janine, we all report to him as our director. He's from here in New York. He won the New York City Marathon in 1974. He was a top distance runner in high school and college, and a top academician himself, who went to medical school in Switzerland, learned medicine and French at the same time. Okay? A brilliant man, and his name is Dr. Norbert Sanders.
Very brief word. I just want to congratulate all of you, and I wish you the very best of luck. This is the beginning of so much that's important in your life. You've accomplished so much over the summertime coming here. But again, this is going to lead you into other things. It's going to lead you into success, and I'm sure. I want to thank our staff. I want to thank Mary Rose, John Jenkins, and the Sage Foundation for the Broadway Bound. All of the wonderful people who work here. I'm a lucky man to have the staff that has Derek Atkins, an Olympic champion, Allie and Pompey, Janine, Richard Carlin over there, Paul's brother who's done a tremendous job here, and all of the people who really work here and really come here every day with the Armory, in their heart. And so we're very proud. You're doing great. I have to say, you're developing a terrific reputation in New York and beyond. Colleges are starting to come and look more and more for you as students. So you're going to be in demand. Keep, working hard, study hard, and I wish you really the best of luck. And our board of directors is behind you all the way. So you can always count on us. So thank you.
All right, thanks, Bob. Okay, so I guess all I can say at this point is we're going to start with our skits. We're going to start with the show. So as you continue to eat, we ask you to eat quietly, because Eat Your Heart Out by Nick Paul.
If there's one thing I can't stand in the theater, it's walking out alone on stage at the beginning of the evening to opening show cold. But it's better than waiting tables. I'm Charlie. You're waiting for the evening. I'd rather be on stage tonight. Waiting tables is a day job. You probably don't know what a day job is. I'll explain. A day job is a job that you really don't care about, that you do to make a living, while you wait for the chance to do a job that you want to do. Maybe you know already. Being a waiter is sort of a standard job for an actor. It's expected. I mean, if you're a dentist or insurance salesman and someone says, "Where you working nowadays?" and you say, "This little French place on 56th Street," they think you're a failure. But if you're an actor, they understand. So, ici, Poisson, ne parle français. That's the name of the place. Yeah, well, I didn't get it at first either. It means no one here speaks French. It's really a lunch place. At lunch, they use 4 waiters. After lunch, 1 waiter. We get a few semi-regulars in the evening. Between lunch and dinner, nothing. The food is good. The French is reasonable. You can get a great meal there for about $3.50, $4. Of course, the price starts soaring if you start ordering little things like coffee. She's gotta be kidding me. It's mid-afternoon. 3:30? Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Okay, these are 2 poems. The Negro Speaks of Rivers, and The Negro Mother by Langston Hughes.
Children, I come back today to tell you a story of the long dark way that I had to climb, that I had to know, in order that the race might live and grow.
I've known rivers ancient as the world, and older than the flow of human blood and human veins.
Look at my face, dark as the night, yet shine like the sun, love's true light. I'm the child they stole from the sand 300 years ago in Africa's land.
My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in Euphrates when dawns were young. I built a hut near the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and the pyramids above it.
I am the dark girl who crossed the wide sea, carrying in my body the seed of the free. I am the woman who labored in the field, bringing the cotton and corn to you. I'm the one who labored at the slave and mistreated for the work that I did. Children sold away from me. Husbands sold too. No safety, no love, no respect without you.
I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went to New Orleans, and I see the blossoms turn golden in the sunset.
300 years in the deepest south, but God put a song and a prayer in my mouth. God put a dream, my steel in my soul. Not through my children, I'm reaching the goal. Not through my children, young and free, I realize the blessings denied to me. I couldn't read then, I couldn't write, had nothing back there in the night.
I've known rivers, ancient, dusty rivers.
Sometimes the valleys was filled with tears, but I kept on treading on through those lonely years. Sometimes the road was hot with sun, but I had to keep on till my work was done. I had to keep on. No stopping for me, I was the seed of the coming free.
My soul has grown deep like the rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers.
By Christopher Durang, and this is Diamond Wollaston.
Richard, you're pushing me to my limit. I shall now make one thing clear. There never was an Annabelle. Harriet Lindsay and I have been having an affair since that summer we bought the beach house. And we just invented the pregnancy to keep you from getting suspicious. Richard, we did it. And it was happening under your nose all along. You stupid man. I'll trust you if you are careful next time.
Stanley always smashes things. Why on our wedding night, as soon as we came in here, he smashed up one of my slippers. He rushed about the place, smashing all the library with it.
He did what?
He smashed up the library with one of my heels on my slippers.
And you let him. Didn't run, didn't scream.
What am I supposed to do?
You had breakfast?
And Alex, you have any breakfast?
Do you suppose I wanted any breakfast?
There is some coffee left on the stove.
You're so matter of fact about it, Stella.
What other can I be? He took the radio to get it fixed, and it didn't land on the pavement, and only one tip was smashed.
And you're standing there smiling?
What do you want me to do?
Pull yourself together and face the facts.
What are they in your opinion?
In my opinion, you're married to a madman.
No!
Yes, you are. But your fit is worse than mine is, but you're not being sensible about it. I'm going to do something. Get hold of myself and make myself a new life.
Yes?
We have given in, and that isn't right. You're not old, you can get out.
I'm not in anything that I want to get out of.
What?
I
Stella?
said I'm not in anything that I desire to get out of. Look at all this mess in this room and those empty bottles. They went through 2 cases last night. He promised me this morning that he was going to quit with his poker party. But you know how long such a promise gonna take to keep. As this pressure just stop minding his business and parties, I guess people gotta turn with each other's habit.
I don't understand you. I don't understand your indifference. Is this some type of Chinese philosophy of cultivated?
Is what?
This shuffling about and mumbling, one table smash bare bodies mess in the kitchen, as if nothing out of the ordinary has happened. Are you deliberately shaking that thing in my face? No. Stop it. Let go of that boom. I won't have you clean up for it.
And you? I don't think so.
You know what? If only my mind will function, we've got to get hold of some money. That's the way out.
By James McClure.
God, I want them back. I wish tonight was 10 years ago, and Roy was coming to pick me up in that pink Thunderbird. I wish I could buy back some of the nights of summer I had in that car. When everything was cool and free, and driving along the highway from this stupid town, with the wind coming at you and the stars all the way to the horizon, like diamonds that went all the way to dawn. Then driving off the road somewhere, by a lake, maybe anywhere. Being off from the town with the boy you loved, better than anything ever in your whole life. Suddenly, it was like every pore of my skin was being opened like in a rainstorm, feeling and holding everything you possibly wanted right there in your arms. What I wouldn't give to have those nights again.
Woo!
If you knew me better, you'd see that this is exactly the kind of thing that's likely to happen to you. Getting knocked up, I mean. The point is, it was my first time. Wouldn't you know it, I'd get caught? Aside from everything else, I wasn't lucky either. You see, if I was lucky, Harold and I could have succumbed to our silly little passion, and that would have been that, the end of it. And New Rochelle, of all places. On a rainy day in spring, on the floor of the attic of the old house in Rochelle, listening to the rain on the roof, breathing the dust of old things. And what comes next but Harold's grandmother, who's supposed to be in the city for the day? But instead, she's standing in the doorway to the attic, attracted there, no doubt, by the scuffling sound of the imminent consummation. So she's standing there and she's screaming, "Stop that! Stop that this instant!" Needless to say, it was out of the question. Woo!
You got this.
Me, I'm nothing. Me. When I was very small, we used to take our sleds out in the wintertime. And the only hills we had were the ice-covered stone steps of some houses down the street. We used to fill them with snow, make them smooth, and start on them all day. And it was very dangerous, you know, far too steep. And sure enough, one day a kid named Rufus came down too fast and hit the sidewalk. And his face just split open right there in front of us. And I remember standing there looking at his bloody open face, thinking that was the end of Rufus. But the ambulance came. They took him to the hospital, fixed the broken bones, sewed him up. And the next time I saw Rufus, he just had a line down the middle of his face. I never got over that.
This is from Willard Fluke Spoon River Anthology by Edgar Lee Masters.
My wife lost her health and dwindled until she weighed scarce 90 pounds. Then that woman came along, and we married once, all broke our vows, myself among the rest. Years passed, and one by one, death claimed them all in some hideous form. I was borne along by dreams of God's particular grace for me. And the prophet came to me and said, go into the mosque and confess your sin. Just as I stood up and began to speak, I saw my little girl who was sitting in the front seat. My little girl who was born blind. After that, all is blackness.
Benjamin, why are you here?
Would you like to come in?
I want to know what you're doing here in Berkeley.
Would you like some tea? I have tea.
I want to know why you're stalking me.
I'm not.
I see you on campus. You duck behind doorways. On the bus, you hid behind a magazine.
I've been meaning to speak to you.
You've been following me around for days now.
Would you like to come in?
No!
Why not?
I don't know. I don't want to be in a room with you. Now, why are you up here?
I'm just living here temporarily. I thought I'd be bumping into you. I thought you was going to school up here.
Did you move up here because of me?
No.
Did you?
I don't know.
Well, did you?
Well, what do you think?
I think you did.
I'm just living in Berkeley. I haven't grown somewhat of family life. I've been meaning to stop by, pay my respect, but I haven't been entirely certain how you felt about me. After the incident with your mother, it certainly was a serious mistake on my part, but not serious enough. Hope to permanently live your feelings about me.
Benjamin, you are the one person in the entire world I never want to see again. I want you nowhere near me. I want you to leave here and never come back. Promise me you'll go.
Elaine.
Promise me?
All right.
Pack your bags and go tonight.
All right.
So promise me?
All right.
Goodbye, Benjamin.
I love you.
You what?
I love you. I love you and I can't help myself. And I'm begging you to forgive me for what I did. I love you so much. I'm terrified to see me every time I walk out the door. I feel helpless, hopeless, and lost and miserable. Please forgive what I did. Please, name of God. I love you. Please forgive what I did. Forgive me. I love you.
Well, Pinero.
Go on and try it. Just go on and try it. You think I'm still a little baby? Take a good look at me before you raise your hands to me. Because you better forget that I'm your sister if you so much as lay a hand on me. Because I'm sure you're going to forget it. And do my best to kick your ass. Now, get out of my way and let me back inside where I belong. You run, not me. You run.
Go ahead. Run. Leave him behind.
Go ahead, run. Leave him behind. Because that's what he was about to do with you anyway. That's right. He was about to spit on you. That's right. He had all but packed his bags on you, baby. But you didn't even know that, big sister. Little sister took your man. Little baby, innocent, snotty nosed sister took your man from you. And you didn't even know that.
There's not a single thing you can do.
And there's not a single thing you can do about it either. Because he's my man, and I'm not about to let him get into any kind of trouble without me by his side to care for him when he needs me. Because he's my man, and
You blew it with him.
you blew it with him. I'm sorry.
No, it's
I haven't always been thin. People just assume that. They assume that I'm lucky. I can eat whatever I want while they just have to lick food to put on weight. And I feel like saying, obviously you're doing a lot more than looking. And I can't even imagine eating whatever I want. Kind of makes me sick to think of it.
With ice cream, you need such a
something warm. It's kind of melted. Tea, maybe peppermint tea. Next, you want something salty. Popcorn, if you're desperate. Or chips, and if you thought ahead, maybe dip. Then it depends on what's around. Chocolate, something from the freezer, you know, biscuits, spinach souffle, or pound cake. You might not even wait for it to thaw.
When I was in high school, all I wanted to be was petite and blonde. Instead, I was dark, skinny, and intense. I have one high school picture where I look exactly like something on a Vanity Fair. So that was my persona, at least until I got to college. There, the world began to change, and I was reading anything to make sense of it. Every week, a new philosophy, somewhere between existentialism and phenomenology. I guess I began to lose faith. Structures began to give way. Decisions became more complex. Anyway, eating became an important comfort, a communal obsession.
I wish it was exaggerating. I often think about God, my mother, or whoever might be watching. And it's like, there you are, stepping off some kind of cliff. And you do it because you know it isn't real. No one else is out there. And tomorrow, it'll all be gone.
One true thing about Lotus College is the freshman ton. Collectively, every freshman class of 250 gains a ton, and that's probably a low estimate. So, I didn't play tennis, and I wasn't in the ballpark with incredible brains. And pretty soon, I wasn't skinny anymore. So, it was about the time when large gray areas began to overpower the black and white, that I embarked on my first real diet.
I always know, because it always checked exactly what I weighed before. Even what I weighed an hour ago. Sometimes I've been as much as 10 pounds, and sometimes more.
And I was very serious. I made a serious list. No fats, no fried foods, no pizza, no desserts, no bread, no cookies. My entire intake up to that point. And of course, a diet like that would work. You know, the behaviorists say there's an outcome schedule for positive reinforcement so that you can train animals or humans to do anything. So I guess that's what I did. That's how I trained myself to starve.
It can go like crazy at first. I mean, ice cream is easy, but other things like chocolate are really harder. And it's willpower then. But I won't stop until the scale is right. Exactly the right weight.
All right.
Come. OG, come in. Christine, you'll find a way. Christine.
Is Sophia Stephen hurt? Sophia Pickle? And I have to go now too.
What are you doing? What time is it?
8 o'clock.
Where are you going?
Home.
It's early yet.
My boyfriend is waiting for me.
Your boyfriend?
Would it have been different?
Who have you been on there?
With you or someone like you?
Like me?
Asleep with another man. We have a very free relationship.
That's nice.
Yes.
Why would he be waiting for you?
He likes me to pour him his coffee.
Who are you, a waitress or something? Don't answer that. I'll let you pour me my coffee.
I can't. Find a waitress of your own.
You're gone, man.
What about your girl?
What about her?
Didn't she pour you your coffee?
I suppose, in the manner of speaking, actually both of us drank tea.
You didn't tell me you missed it.
I don't.
You do. You were saying her name in your sleep all night. Be calm, Christine. It'll be all right. We'll find a way.
Do I call her Christine?
Yes.
Is that what I called her?
You think about
This is From the Brother's Size by Terrell Alvin Craney.
Time to go. Get it together. You can't stay here anymore. Get your stuff and get in the truck. Don't call, don't write, don't come back here. When they come here for you, when the law comes here for you, I'ma deny you. They go ask my brother, I'ma say ain't got money. He gonna ask for 2 sides, I'ma say no. Nah, there's only one. 3 times. That's all I can take. 3 times. I'm going to deny you. Oh man. You won't hear about it. Don't believe what you hear. You're my brother. You're gonna be here with me always. But you gotta know before they get you. Get all the stuff, get everything